Now, what happens in this concept of Mooladhara Chakra? We have to understand that there are these thought currents which are affecting our physical organs, and at the same time, they are affecting our chakras. For example, now if we take the thought current of anger, it is affecting our liver. If we take the thought current of worry or pain, it is affecting our lungs. If we take the thought current of anxiety, it is affecting our digestive system. So, at even important levels in yogic sciences or yogic understanding, these chakras are associated with physical organs and especially certain systems that it runs with. So now the Muladhara chakra is associated with digestion of food and also our harmonical balance. We have to understand that we are all sophisticated animals. We don't want to be animal, but we are. Sadly, but that's what is true. But when we come to culture, tradition, and ethos, slowly there is a Nara which is getting converted into Narayan. We begin with ideals, we begin with principles, we begin with community living. But what happens in this Muladhara Chakra? The major aspect of Muladhara is to control our sexual organs and also the hormones. Now, 75% of our decisions are based on our hormones, and in these hormones also there are certain forms, like you can see dopamine, all these things which are peace creating creatures. For example, in today's date you don't know why people are sad, and you also don't know why they're happy. There is a real drastic issue. But all these things, like we said, that we have a user manual of the car, of the motorcycle, of the bike, every gadget, but we don't have the user manual of handling ourselves. So when we come to the Guru Shishya Parampara, when we go to the Gurus in order to seek life with knowledge, we understand that all these things are not the knowledge of one Guru. If we see, like Srimataji's knowledge comes from Adi Guru Dattatreya, then it comes from Shankaracharya, then it comes from Ramanuja, then it comes from Tukarama, Jnaneshwara. So all these people were collected through one Wi-Fi, and that Wi-Fi was goodness is God. I am not here to preach spirituality, because spirituality comes from your spirit, but I am here to connect you to your spirit, and that is why I have been speaking about vibrations. Like, I am not here to spread Sahaj Yoga, because my Guru Sri Mataji was not spreading it. Sahajogis are spreading Sahaj Yoga, but Sri Mataji was spreading love, care, because a single lonely housewife becoming a living God, that means 100% she had some capability, and that capability was beyond the box, because she went above her thoughts. And that's what we have to understand, that whatever is in our thoughts mostly is what are the problems we have, never the solutions, or never a thanks that, oh, at least I have a good house, at least I am a self-made woman, at least I earn and run the show. But many times this inferiority complex, which is outmost administered by the society, or by the so-called religions, or by the so-called right and wrong judgment for others, not for ourselves, leads to all kinds of psychological imbalances, and that disturbs our Muladhara. See, we have to understand, Sri Ganesha is about childhood. Now, when there is a woman, she is full of lust. But when she is pregnant, she is full of pain. But when the child is born, she is full of love. So we have to understand that happiness is love, but it comes after pain. So no spirituality will suddenly transform us into an apple. We have to be a seed, then a tree, then a leaf, then a flower, then a fruit. So patience is outmost thing which plays a key role in the awakening. But now, why do we become impatient? Because there is a heat imbalance in our body. There is something which is known as Jaఠaragni, that is the fire that manifests inside our stomach to digest the food. Sometimes it becomes lower, so our food is not getting digested, and maximum strength which should go to the brain is going in the stomach. So our body weakens, our muscles weaken, and also our brain is a boneless matter, so it also weakens. And sometimes there is a lot of acid created that we experience loose motions. But this leads to a higher flow of acid and toxin in the whole body. So the juices are not absorbed, and the decisions we are taking are more at a loss rather than at a correct state. So this principle of Sri Ganesha comes where he eats grass. So now if we are Sahajogis, so can we eat grass? So yes. You see wheat grass, if we take some wheat, sprout it, grow it into green. So when we take that green grass, it is known as, green blood. That is purest form of food. If you take maximum amount of green food, that chlorophyll, so maximum wear and tear of the body happens. Then the second aspect of this Sri Ganesha is that suppose if I say that I am so and then nobody should talk to me so and so, then I come into a great pain. But if I say, come on, yaar, I'm a kid, what does it matter? I'm a small fellow out there in town. Let me just be mad at my heart. Being mad helps us to keep away from the poison of life. So this childhood, this nurturing energy. So all these concepts of spirituality should be administered rather than something like Mangal Dosh hai to Ganpati kar lo, यानी जो आरती करेगा वो लड्डू पेड़ा पाएगा, या getting coupons for the 12 pujas and just becoming a tourist roaming with a coined ideology. But somewhere this knowledge has to be taken inside, and this happens with Sahajoga because Sri Mataji speaks about every chakra. She speaks about every concept of mind, because we have to understand that we have to manage our brain, and not only our brain but many more brains around us. But for that, sometimes we need knowledge which we don't know. If we know everything, then we will not be able to create something. So we have to know the unknown. And there was a secret sacred truth, which is the Kundalini. That's why the Greek call it as sacrum bone. So in the sacrum bone, the sacred energy lives. So slowly it rises from your spinal cord and it comes out of your fontanelle bone, where is a small fountain of the cool breeze that comes out, and you can feel the flow from both of your hands. Now, slowly when this thing happens, so we all know that our digestion happens due to the bacteria present in our digestive tract, not only by the chemicals produced by the binder. So when all the energy is connected to the energy of the universe, slowly you get into balance. For example, if you see turtles, all these reptiles, lizards, they are connected to the mother earth. So if at all the lizard breaks its tail, it can grow back. But if I break my leg, it's not possible. So we have to understand that there is a small child born. He is peeing in the bed, he is shitting 5 times a day. But if you look at him, you feel, wow, what a grace. And if the same is done by an elderly young guy, we find him quite a filthy fellow. So Shri Mataji speaks about innocence of heart and why there is an emphasis on practicing this, because it is not only spirituality. Yes, we have to understand that we cannot just depend on the modern science, though today science has improved. Today we know what is known as paranormal activity. Today we know what is quantum physics. Today we know how atomic energy is created by the God particle. Today we know that energy is equal to m square. That means all the matter around us, all the solid stuff is created out of energy. But this energy is created out of our thoughts. And if we are into our thoughts, let's be positive. And Sri Mataji says, it's better you come out of your thoughts, that is, you come out of your box. So you come to the state of thoughtless awareness or nirvichari. So that is the basic principle which points for the first chakra. Now we are facing certain issues. From so many years we are working, but the job is unstable. So many years we have invested ourselves into our emotions, but we want love and people want us for their needs only. People are in love just out of need or greed. So we have to understand that when we start meditating, this Mooladhara chakra, that is the first chakra, it is also known as the root chakra. It is the knowledge of the roots. Many times, the way we are behaving is the reason that in our past life or in our subconscious mind, the kind of pain and gain we have is locked inside. When we meditate, we keep both our hands on the ground. So we eliminate all the emotional waste, all the vibratory waste, and all the other form of digestive waste, which is the toxin which is collected inside us in the Mother Earth. And we also use Sri Ganesha Atharvashish because it was written by Brahmadeva. But at the same time, our ears and our complete bone structure has got minute threading inside the bone too, which is active to the sound which we hear in our ears. So we have to understand that these mantras are kind of software updates that come in your mobile. And the 5 days of Upasana of just Sri Ganesha Atharvashirsham and basic balancing helps to balance our life at a greater extent, because this Kundalini energy and certain ethos and principles of Sahaja Yoga guide us to be relaxed, to be calm, for our system to work better. And slowly there is a very faster change that we observe. But while we are doing this, Sahaja Yoga should not be done in order to create a trust of Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga should be done to create trust of yogis in Sri Mataji. That's why I have said that we should not spread Sahaja Yoga with the help of a pamphlet. We should try to spread Sahaja Yoga out of what we have achieved and what people are at loss and how it can be balanced. So, in all together, you are a gem of a person. You are also caring towards animals, birds, all the human beings. But the human beings are not caring so much towards you. And you have given everything to everyone. But now you come to Sri Mataji just to seek her blessings. You know, in life, to be happy, sometimes you need that blessed hand on your head. And you are with such a beautiful mother who has salvaged the life of so many young kids like us. But when our mother tells us it is homemade food, not so interesting. But when it is shared by small kids like me, uh, it gives an appeal to all the kind hearted to seek, to experience, to understand. So I hope I have tried to touch the every important aspect. You need not worry about the finance, because once you are connected to the energy of this universe is itself wealth. The universe has so much of wealth that if we all grow and share the piece of chapati in our house, no house will be hungry, no house will be thirsty. But the problem is, people are not able to attract each other in the right perspective. And Sri Ganesha itself is a magnet. The wealth will come running to you, you need not worry. Your health will 100% improve, and at the same time, that one thing that you want, that you are caring towards people, nurturing towards people, loving towards people, and why people are not. Because there is an inner magnet inside us. If we just balance that magnet, people come from far off places just to take care of us, just to look at us. This has been my own personal experience. I was a born handicapped child, maybe disabled, a thing of fun and pain to my own parents. But slowly, the love of Shrimataji transformed my life. And today, I feel, though I don't have anything which is like wow, but from far off people, just people come to bless me. They say they come to take my blessings, but the honesty is that I feel every person coming to me comes with Srimataji in her heart. And it is not that if you are doing Saj Yoga, then she is in your heart. Whether you believe her or not, she is with everyone. So, no force that you should do this, but you can try yourself that how blessings transform life. And believe me, if somebody has legs and he can walk, that is practicality. But if somebody has no legs and he can walk, that is faith, that is prayer, that is miracle. And Srimataji can do something for all of us with her very practical knowledge of yoga, her very practical knowledge of explaining human psyche, how to manage itself, and her very life presence, which we have experienced in our lives. And you need not get into the typical stereotype of Sahaja Yoga. You can just practice it as a scientist does. 5 days, don't believe her, but do it. If the light is off, you cannot see. Accidentally, you put your hand on the switch, the light gets on. So, spirituality is a very practical mechanism. You need not have faith in the first half, and the last half, the faith doesn't leave you.